Here's a really good value blaster from M416jellblaster.com. M416 Gel Blaster ships everything from China, so I always like to remind you to be patient, but they're 100% legit. You're going to get your blaster. They package them really well, too. So what we got here is a Tian Gong or TG-F4 Superior. Now, you may notice some similarities to some other TG blasters that have just recently come out. There's definitely some similarities between this and the new ARP9 TAC. And one thing for sure is the stock is identical and the buffer tube is identical. So definitely some crossover there. Now this does have nylon gears. It's probably has a Gen 8.5 gearbox. I haven't opened it up, but that seems to be kind of what TG typically goes with. So you're going to have that in there. Now that is pretty easy to upgrade. The Gen 8 and Gen 8.5 gearboxes are pretty easy to work with. So eventually I may put metal gears. I definitely will at least do a spring upgrade. You'd be surprised how long those nylon gears can last with a spring upgrade as well. And then this, they advertise specifically with an 11.1 volt battery. So you should feel free and comfortable using an 11.1 volt battery in this blaster. As I've mentioned before, they usually send you two batteries, a 7.4 volt, so that's this long one, and an 11.1 volt plus the chargers, and there's usually a small bag of gels. So you're going to get everything you need there. You're going to get priming with this, you're going to get blowback, and then because of that gearbox, you should have semi-automatic and automatic. The magazines work, this will also work with the Gen8.5 PMAG style mags, so if you have some of those type of mags around, they should work with this blaster too. A couple flip up sights, obviously a couple Allen wrenches that you may need. They do give you a black flash hider and 14 millimeter counterclockwise threads are there. Okay, so you can go ahead with other types of flash hiders or devices. There's probably room for some tracers if they have the threaded piece that sticks further off the back that's narrower that you could go on there with a tracer. Otherwise, you just use a small barrel extension that's threaded. You do have a metal inner barrel too. So let's go ahead and just quick put it together. These buffer tubes go on similar to how the old style Gen 8 ones do. I'm just going to pop this open as well just to make it a little easier to get this through and grab it. I'm just going to slide the harness through and try to grab that plug so that it's easier to access when we put the battery in. And this is just going to go ahead, I'm just going to have to line it up. And typically these do fit tight, but that's good. Turn it in place. And you do have some sling points here too. All right. So we got that on there. We're going to grab the 11.1 volt because that's what I'm going to show you in the demo as well. And then we'll just tuck this back in here. And I do try to typically push it in a way that's not putting a ton of strain on the harness. So in this case, I think we're going to go in this way. Close that up. Just going to push on the stock there. And then that slides in place and that can telescope however you want it to. Mag goes in just like you'd expect. Mag release right here, just like you'd expect. Priming, blowback, and as with all TG blasters, there's not a huge throw with the blowback, but you still have to have your blowback, have your priming, have your semi-automatic. Okay, of course, counterclockwise, so make sure you screw opposite direction. It's funny, even though I've done so many of these, I still prefer to do it right-handed because then I can always remember exactly the proper way to screw it. So you just screw that on there. I'd recommend going with some sort of orange or red for safety's sake. So there you go. The Tian Gong or new TG-F4 Superior from M416jellblaster.com. Again, a great value, great price. If you check it out, I want to say it's around $70 or $75 plus shipping. So if you order from them, be patient. It's going to come from China. It can take a little while, but I promise you it's coming. They're a legit site, and they've been great to work with and very great at communication as well. Comments, questions, post them below. Like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and remember to participate in those YouTube contests where they're live, and you can win a couple $100 with custom blasters and accessories. And of course, check back for the demo and then the eventual customizing and upgrading videos that will happen at some point too. Thanks.